welcome back to the MVP podcast, the People Show, where we talk about the most valuable players in the world of sports. And today, the most valuable players in the world of sports are the players involved with the Miami Heat and the LA Lakers because, baby, we've made it to the finals. The Lakers
made it.
We have made it to the finals. I cannot believe Jimmy made it all this way, man. Jimmy
Fully gassed,
made it.
man. Fully gassed. Guys,
We made
bro,
it.
I ain't said this in a minute, fam.
I know
If you like the video, subscribe if you're new, share with your friends. We do appreciate all the love and support that you've given us. It has been a madness. It is an absolute madness. But yeah, bro, we're talking that basketball. That smooth, yes. Bro, before we get into the finals, let's talk about the teams that just missed out on it.
Yeah.
Specifically the Nuggets and the Celtics.
Yeah.
The Nuggets, now, I don't know about you, they have, if you want to talk about teams that have actually done a madness during these playoffs, to come back from 3-1 down twice is absolutely incredible. I mean, how do you feel like their season has been like so far?
I think they've outperformed what people thought that they were going to do. I didn't expect them to last as long as they did, but when they did, I expected them to get completely crushed by the Lakers. Not because the Lakers were better than them. I generally do not think that the Lakers were miles better than them. But I think if you're coming off of 2 Game 7s where your best players are logging so many minutes, man, one of them is bound to get injured. And it's a shame that I had to be in that elimination game for Jamal Murray because he has just been unbelievable.
Yeah, Jamal Murray, the fact, the beginning, I remember the first series when they played against the Jazz, and both him and Donovan Mitchell were just going at it. And you were thinking to yourself, yo, this guy got paid. You're thinking, maybe he was overpaid? But nah, man, this guy, he's shone this playoff run. He's absolutely shone. And I think him and Jokic, they've got Michael Porter Jr., they've got a couple of guys that they can move around. So I think the future's bright for them. The guys that...
Oh, wait. You said they've got pieces to move around.
They got some pieces to move.
I don't think they should move any pieces at all.
Well, if they can retool is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They don't need to make any drastic changes. Like if they needed to make a push, potentially Gary Harris could be on the chopping block because they could maybe look to get some, I don't know, maybe some extra ring depth or something like that. But a team that has already been doing a lot of retooling, the Celtics, I don't know what to make of this playoff run for them because it has been, in a way, a bit successful because they've managed to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the team compared to the Miami Heat and you think to yourself, well, on paper, like these guys have got some stars on the team and like they should be doing it. And the level that are now with the star talent of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, 2 young guys who, Jason Tatum in particular, that guy is an absolute stud. That guy is probably, as far as players go, he's one of my favorite players in the league to watch. And he filled up the stat sheets for the Sixers, for the Celtics. But the team itself, I don't know if it's just me, but even though they've got a mixture of young guys and a couple of older players like Kemba Walker and who's their wing? The name escapes me now. Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
They don't have that much playoff experience, like between them all. Like, and I don't know if that seems to me was the key factor in them losing. Chances are they'll probably come back. It should have been a Celtics Lakers final, man. That would have been like for all-time rivalries.
Oh yeah.
That would have been insane. But where does this? I don't know. Now, as far as this team, do they overhaul? Do they keep Kemba? Well, they're gonna have to keep Kemba, but they're gonna keep a guy like Gordon Hayward. Are they gonna potentially move some pieces to get a splash?
I think that their main concern is the fact that their benches wasn't actually that good. I mean, if Brad Wanamaker is one of your best players off the bench, there's a problem, right? If Brad Wanamaker is one of your best players to come off the bench, it's a problem. But I don't think it's necessarily got to do with experience. Funny thing is, they are actually more experienced than Miami Heat. This is their first full playoff run, and they've made it all the way to the finals, right? So I don't know if I can contribute it towards not having experience. I think the players maybe weren't 100% sure on what they were supposed to do or what their roles were as a team. But if you really look back at it, now everything, hindsight is 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020. So now if you look back at everyone that they've played. So they played the 76ers without Ben Simmons. Fine. They played against the Toronto Raptors that wasn't really that much of a good team anyway. That's fine. But the same problems were arising over and over again, which was defensively, they weren't as good in the playoffs as they were in the regular season. They weren't as tough. They weren't as locked down. And it always seemed to come down to, for every game, it was like just one guy that would try and carry the load. And for the most part, it was Jason Tatum. But occasionally you had Jaylen Brown. And I think the only guy that really can hold his head up high, even above Jason Tatum's, is Marcus Smart. I think he's the only guy that really has put his best foot forward because he's had an unbelievable playoff season this season.
It's funny you mentioned Marcus Smart because I think it was him and Brown. I don't know if it was those two specifically, but there was like a clashing of heads because it's hard to, because a guy like Marcus Smart, obviously he's got an ego to say, look, I've been playing hot, I'm hot this these past few series. I want more opportunity, and then the coach is going to be like, yo, there's a hierarchy in this. There's players ahead of you, and it feels like that something is just brewing in the Celtics that could just, if it's not resolved, it can cause problems for next season.
Kemba's not that guy, by the way.
Who?
Kemba's not the guy, man.
Was it Kemba that you had issues with? I thought it was Brown.
No. I never had issues with Brown. No, I never had issues.
I'm talking about Smart because they had issues.
Oh, no, they had issues, yeah. But, sorry, because as you said that, I remembered as well. Kemba's not the guy. Kemba's not the guy. He is not the guy. He disappointed me more than anything. He was the guy that was talking about how he wants to play for a title contending team. Finally gets into a title contending team, and he has, 2 good playoff games out of like nearly, 18 or 20? Nah, I'm sorry, man. Bro, I'm sorry, but...
You know what it is? It just... When I see him play, I'm like, he's no Kyrie. Like, if they had Kyrie on the team, this would have been so much more dangerous. But the fact that they settled... Actually, is it wrong for me to say they settled for Kemba?
Well, they didn't have much of a choice. They did settle because there weren't any better options out there for them. Not immediately, anyway.
But listen, there's one team that proved to them, even though throughout the whole entire, if you add up all the points, they would have won. But the fact that they lost to this team, the Miami Heat, bro. Now, if you want to give a shout out to a guy that Jimmy Butler was the only guy that probably believed in himself to a point where it's like, yo, forget the Sixers, forget Minnesota. I'm going to go to this team that's hardworking, that fits me, and I'm going to take him to the promised land. And, he's 4 games away. He's 4 games away.
Nah, don't do that.
He's 4 games away.
No. No.
What do you mean? Listen.
No. Sosa.
Things happen. Happen.
Don't feed people false narratives, okay? Don't feed them false narratives. Sosa, don't look at me like that. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. LeBron's got 4. LeBron's got 4. It's done.
Hey, bro, don't be so dismissive, man.
It's done. I'm telling you, it's done. The Lakers are taking it. 5 games max.
I'm talking to the audience now. If you remember when we did the predictions, and at the end of the episode, if you clocked it, I asked him, yo, who's going to be in the finals? What team did you pick? What team did you pick?
Yeah, but look, I had the Clippers, man. The Clippers, bro. The Clippers capitulated, bro. No one saw that coming. Okay? The Clippers capitulated.
I'll let you off on that. Because if it came to the two teams, then maybe yeah. But yo, don't write off this team, bro. Don't write off this team.
I know.
The way that Spoelstra has been setting up this team, especially from what I saw against the Celtics, bruv, now granted the Lakers they may have an answer for Bam Adebayo, but this team they had no answer. And now when it comes to what they have as well, the fact that they've got guys like Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, bad boy shooters, and then they've got experienced players, guys like, okay, Jimmy Butler's not progressed that far, but he had some success with the Chicago Bulls. He's had some success with, well, he made it to the playoffs with the 76ers. He got so close, one shot away. And they've got other pieces. I mentioned they've got Jay Crowder, who's a decent sized wing, Andre Iguodala, who's a Finals MVP on your team with that type of knowledge and experience to tell you, yo, in these situations, this is what we need to do. It is so valuable. For you to say, no, it's done for, fam. This may end up going a 7-game series, and you don't even know it. Ooh-wee. This is for real. This may be, and you know what's crazy? The Miami Heat are gonna do it over LeBron if they did. That is all the more sweeter.
No, they're not.
Imagine. Just picture it with me. Just close your eyes and imagine the scenes. Yeah, the balls out of bounds. Time's expired. The Miami Heat, they run onto the court. Pat Riley's there in the stands. He's putting his hand up because he knows, yo, he's got him. And there's LeBron James sitting there.
Time out, Sus. Time out. I'm done. Time out. No, Sus. We're not doing that, Sus. Time out. Sosa, that's a blocking foul, Sosa. That's a blocking foul, Sosa. No. Okay. Let me give you my two-piece. Let me give you. I think the Miami Heat are fantastic, right? I think the way that Spoelstra's got them set up is unbelievable, right? They play this freakishly weird zone defense. It's all right. For one, the Miami Heat haven't played anyone near as good as this Lakers team has been right now. And the Lakers team have been outperforming my expectations wildly since they made it to the Western Conference Finals, right? So it's not even the same team that I was judging at the start of the playoffs. They look completely different. So that's one. Number two, I actually think that this Miami Heat team is just another version of that Denver Nuggets team. They depend on a big and a guard. They depend on that dribble handoff. They depend on their defenders being very strong on defense, but hitting a lot of threes and just being ready, right? It is literally, you could actually player for player, like literally you could actually start picking them apart and be like, okay, well, he is the Jokic type, which is your Bam Adebayo, and your Jamal Murray is your Goran Dragic. Believe it or not, he has actually been that good. Jimmy Butler obviously is the X factor. He's the difference maker, right? Because he's the genuine superstar. But you've got the shooters are quite similar. And I think the Lakers have enough to stop them, but I don't think they have enough to stop the Lakers. They don't. I've been saying this since the beginning. There's no one in the league that can guard AD one-on-one. It is impossible. This guy is too freakishly long. He's too freakishly skilled. He's too freakishly good. And then just to kill it off, just when I thought LeBron is showing his age, he goes and buns everyone off and does what he does in the Western Conference Finals. I'm leaning towards. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have dismissed Miami Heat so easily, but I'm very strongly leaning towards the Lakers this time to just really take it in like 5 games. I cannot see them being able to hang with the Lakers for 7 games. Yeah. I can't see LeBron letting them hang around for 7 games, even though at times they just look extremely, extremely poor.
I mean, this means a lot for the Lakers, man. And not just the Lakers, this means a lot for LeBron James. I mean, there's already talks about the the conversation about the GOAT coming up again because of him potentially getting to the finals. Like, this will never escape him, and he'll always have this shadow chasing him. But as far as the team goes, I think you're right. They can't match up with AD, but the rest of the bench team, the bench of the Lakers, they're very patchy in regards to their shooting. So there are potential holes that can be exploited. I mean, I don't know if the Lakers have got enough to do it, but I don't know how confident I am in guys like KCP, in guys like who else was there? Dion Waiters, Kyle Kuzma,
Marcus Morris, Alex Caruso.
It's all on LeBron James's shoulders right about now. He's the guy that's going to be like, I'm going to carry you guys.
No, I'll give you that.
I mean, if as far as this, what does this mean for LeBron's legacy?
I don't think it'll change his legacy as such. He cemented that he's the second after Jordan anyway. Even without this finals run, I think the majority of people had cemented him as being the second best player of all time regardless. So I don't think it changes that necessarily. My only issue is why it has to be a ranking. If LeBron wins this fourth ring, and I actually worked out, I've been interested about this for like the last 6 years, right? I've always wondered if LeBron James could ever become the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. And he only has to last for 2 more seasons in order to break the all-time record, right? He's already broken the all-time record of points in the playoffs. He's nearly there for the triple doubles. He's top 2 in assists. Like, like statistically, he shows people why. Every time you're watching a game and all of a sudden one of them says, oh, LeBron James is about to surpass Shaquille O'Neal for all-time this. You hear it so often, it gets very easy for people to get caught up in the moment. And they're like, oh, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. But then give or take about 3 weeks later, people forget. And then all of a sudden, everyone is like, oh, yeah, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Of course he is. How did I ever say it was LeBron? So I don't know. People are too quick to jump on that, who's the greatest of all times. But in terms of his legacy, I don't think it changes anything in terms of his standing amongst his peers, present and past. But it does mean that he has another ring. That makes 4 if he wins it, man. That's a big deal.
That's a massive deal, man. That's a massive deal.
He could go for 5 next year. If they win this year, and they run back a few, like they run back a lot of their players, I think they'll be good again next year. But that's a different story altogether.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine the AD resigning all the players. Most of the guys will come back. Yeah. But I think this has been a decent episode. If you don't say so myself, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But guys, if you like the video, please like the video. Do me a favor, if you got to this part in the video, because game 1's probably already dropped by the time this is, or already finished by the time this is out.
Yes, dropping on Friday.
So definitely game 1's from where we're recording is on tonight.
Anyway,
guys, leave your predictions below. B-man, lead us out, man.
All right, and guys, so thank you very much for listening. We'll be back again soon. So that is peace from us.